Hey gamers, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at my newest tier 10 tank. It's the IS-4. I recently got this tank with all the blueprints and all the, um, I guess there's the blueprints and actually a lot of free XP I built up from tournaments I like to do. Those 1v1 tournaments on Sundays on the NA server are so awesome. It's like a 1,000 gold a week if you're good. But anyway, I was actually planning on making a super chaffy tank review this week. Really been enjoying that tank. Bit of a change of pace. I don't play light tanks very often. I prefer tanks like the IS-4, which can handle itself in a close quarters brawl and come out on top. Let me adjust the there we go. But the IS-4 is one of the slowest and heaviest tanks I've ever played, if not the slowest and heaviest tank I've played. I've played a little bit of T110E4, but the gun and the turret, and like, it's not a full turret, it's only like a 90 degrees outside, so if you're driving and you move, like, you press AOD, what ends up happening is you end up turning your whole view, not just like your tank, and it's really hard to aim and shoot. So I'm playing on Strizaki in the IS-4. It's encounter. I've never played encounter before. That means we can just, it's all about a fight for the factory. So here I'm like, you know what, I'm kind of frustrated. I'm seeing only a G-Sword spotted. I see that, the IS-22 to my side. I'm like, you know what, I want to make aggressive plays. I want to push the tempo of this match. Right away, spot the M46 patent and the G-Sword again, and an Object 705A. I bounced the M46 patent, that tank has bad pen. But again, when they adjusted this tank, they made the gun inaccurate, and also I would love if they buffed the ammo capacity a little bit, a little bit crowded there. So I'm trying to hide my armor, and I'm like, okay, where did he pen me? I hit my lower plate. So this tank has really good side armor, like Object 257 almost level side armor. I mean, okay, that's an exaggeration, but I also hear that like little shrink noise. That is my hardening ability. I have 2,750 HP on this tank, and I really like the extra HP and the track HP durability is amazing. So the M46 patent is shooting gold at me, kept bouncing. 705 bounces off my track again. That's crazy. I aim it. I thought that was gonna track him, but his tracks have a lot of HP, so I was unable to do so. I'm currently just safe because of the building to my left, as well as the tanks on the T125, and in very few tanks could succeed in this kind of play, because seeing 705 has really good side armor too. Object 705A might be a fun tank to get. I'm really enjoying these Civet Heavy, so with heat loaded I can't shoot the side anymore. So I aim it, got really lucky to hit the lower plate and not the track. Hit the track, I would have bounced, but it was it's like the little heat mark just to the side. He ends up pulling back and escaping, and up to 2,000 damage and 1,400 spotting and 3,500 damage block. That is actually really insane, and the game's only just starting. So I'm like, okay, this position's not really working out anymore. Again, that was a bad poke. I shouldn't have done that, but the tracks absorb the hit. I only tracked with G-Sword, which is unfortunate. This gun is great for close quarters, and the DPM is much better than it used to be. I never played the tank in its old form, but the 705 was taken out, so I'm able to get down. I want to push the tempo. I want to dictate where and when I fight my foes, not the other way around. And as Skoda spots me, I bounce all three of his shots off the side and front. This tank has armor, and I feel like you could be super aggressive. I bounced another one from the G-Sword, 5.5 thousand damage blocks, and I'm just driving for it. I really don't care. I'm just going for it. I mean, I have taken so much punishment, but I still have 1,800 HP. It's insane. I kill the Skoda T50, and I'm trying to go for the ramp, but he pulls out of the way. So here, he bounces again off that side arm. I put one into him, but G-Sword has terrible DPM. I'm really not worried about this. If I were to lose this fight against this G-Sword, I would literally feel like I had to uninstall the game. He pens that one, which is actually pretty impressive. and then I managed to swing around. I have the improved rotation mechanism, the improved hardening, and the improved, improved hardening, improved rotation mechanism, and the RAM mod in this tank. And I can see in chat, I'm so happy. Basically, 20 damage shy of 6,000 damage blocked, 2,400 damage, and 3,000 spotting damage, and 3 kills. This tank, this game, I just shoved my way all the way through um, all their forces and just shoved my way through and won. This game, however, was pretty short, so now we will move to game number 2. Alright, and we are off to game number 2. This game was actually one of the first games I played in the tank. One Kharkov, something like that. It's a Russian name, so pronunciation might not be on point. I generally am not a fan of this map because the field is so campy. There's so many bushes. It's just not. It's very stale. Very long range, very slow. You get pounded by that sort of thing. In this tank, though, I feel like I can really push and like do really well in the city. So I do not mind getting this map in a tank like this because this map is still predominantly a city map, or at least the like the flank that you can really make progress in and push through quickly and efficiently without bleeding tons of HP is the city. While chances are the field is still in a pretty static position with maybe a few kills on the other side, but the city's already moved through. So I'm deciding like where I want to go. And, you know, I'll play up. Actually, I see everyone's over there. I wanted to kind of get safe, and I'm turning around and coming back over. At the time, I didn't realize just how good the armor was in this tank, and also just how bad the gun was at range. So I'm kind of looking for some shots there. But I'm chilling at this cover. Then I said, you know what? Pretty soon I'm gonna say it's time to move up over to the other. Wait, no, is it? I think it is. Yeah. I decided, okay, I'm gonna move up to this next piece of cover. But then I see, oh no, they're looking at me as a Grill 15. But weirdly enough, no one took the shot. Maybe the patent saw the pen indicator with a good sign on and said, nope. So here, I actually get unlucky there and miss the shot, but that's to be expected with this gun. It's really good in a close quarters brawl. Its damage per minute is pretty awesome. Nothing special, but really good. There he hits my gun, but I don't hit him again. The ammo count on this tank is pretty low, so if you miss a few shots in an engagement like this, it becomes difficult to have enough ammo towards the end of the game. I carry 16 AP and 12 heat to AG. Maybe I should just remove the AG as it's like the lack of ammo, but so far I haven't actually run out of ammo. There he actually shoots AG at me and bounces. I get a lot of spotting damage on that girl. I'm just kind of playing here. I feel totally safe here. I'm still on max hit points, and what you can actually notice, speaking of hit points, is I hadn't fully, I was very, well, look at that burn. I hit him, and then he just keeps burning and burning and burning for 800 damage. I was so happy about that. Actually, I'm just oh, actually, yeah, I got the kill, 800, and I got the kill. Like, I did not have a firefighting or a fire extinguisher, and I type in chat letting my teammates know just how funny that was, because I was like, wow, he's not. This is one of those moments where like you expect him to, he's tier 10, you expect him to have a fire extinguisher, or more likely a firefighting crew. So you're happy with the fire and you get a few bit of extra damage, but then you end up not actually, he ends up not extinguishing and dying. So I was really happy about that. But you notice my hit points is only 2,500. That's one of, I think this might have been the first game I played in this tank. So I didn't know like how good the side armor was on like in practice at the time, and that's a scary sight. Twin 279Es in a platoon pushing towards you. This tank, however, is often jokingly referred to as a budget 279E because it shares a lot of the attributes of the 279E while being a technical standard tank. That was actually AG and it only damaged my tracks. So this time I'm running rotation mechanism, vents, and rammer. So I dropped vents for the hardening, which I stand by that choice. The rotation mechanism instead of the V-stab is great in my opinion, because the side armor being so good, you can really, the extra turbo speed allows you to maneuver your sides to where you want it to be for the best angle rapidly, and keep switching and moving it so it's harder for them to push out on you. And you just feel more mobile because it's a pretty slow tank. It's one of the slowest I've played. So I have up to 3,000 damage just kind of playing this one haul down. Just, it's pretty crazy how much I'm just getting fed damage here. But now a bit of a problem is we have a lot of forces here, but they have some, okay, the 50B push-ups, maybe a patent behind them. So the patent moved out, well, he went all the way around, up to the trench. So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to frontally fight twin 279Es when there's a whole bunch of my teammates there. I'm instead going to flank. And, I mean, flanking an IS-4 takes time, but I'm doing it anyway because I don't really want to face all these enemies in front of me. So I am maneuvering around the back. So my teammates are already on that, flanking. So I might not actually get that much damage in this flank maneuver, but I guess I'm gonna try anyway. I'm committed to it, and it ends up working out. So just trying to maneuver around this tank is pretty immobile. A lot of the tanks are already taken out, but there's still some healthy ones, and I'm like, you know what, I should have held my shot there. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna angle because I knew the side armor was, I knew enough of the tank to know the side armor was better than my lower plate, so I'm trying to angle. The heat goes into my track from the 279E. He goes again, he's bounces heat. This tank has armor, it's so durable. And I'm just finding heat rounds at the 279E. 270s can seem really scary, but if you know what you're doing and you load heat, they're really not. There's a people panic when they see one, but if you're competent and you have a tank that can that has high pen heat, it's like 330 plus, you are set. With a Chieftain and its APCR, you do struggle more against 279E, but you can still pen them frontally, you just have to aim much more carefully, while with like 340 heat, then you just go right through the front. And right here, I actually got really lucky. Oh, no, sorry. I actually missed that one. Then I'm reloading, and I think here he comes coming up. And then I snap. I was remembering that shot I had taken before. But that was a really lucky shot, and this is the IS-4. It's slow, vulnerable to artillery. I would recommend running hardening for the extra HP. And you can just get into people's faces, brawl aggressively. I saw in game 1, I just didn't care. I kept driving at it, and it worked against better players with better tanks that probably would have failed. I was a little too aggressive in that game, but I ended up it paid off, and I hope you enjoy this IS-4 gameplay. Really recommend the tank if you like a aggressive, brawling heavy tank. It's like a super heavy, but it's faster than one at the cost of some of the armor. Like super heavies also have ridiculous rear armor too. This does not at all. I hope you enjoy the video. Have a good one.